One of my favorite books is this one, The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. It's a great book about startups and how to use this build, measure, learn loop that he sort of comes up with to create a minimum viable product, test it with customers and learn from that, and then continue iterating in a very agile sort of way. And it's a great method, especially for a startup who doesn't have any customers and hence doesn't really have any insights about what customers will buy from this new business. Now, Eric then went on to write The Startup Way, which is the same kind of thing applied to the corporate world. And there's a lot to learn from this. It's actually really good. It has some great methods in there about how you can really test ideas with customers and so on. But it misses one big thing. And that big thing is that established companies have customers. And what that means is that they have people who have insights about customers all spread across the company. Now, if an established company attempts to compete with a startup, while not taking advantage of this asset, these insights that are spread around the company, and just does it in the same way as a startup does, because the way established companies work, even though they have more resources, they tend to be a little bit slower in execution, and that whole process will be that they're not able to compete with a startup. A startup will move much faster and learn faster and iterate faster, and so they won't be able to win. They're not taking advantage of the assets that they have. So what large companies like Amazon's a very innovative company, but also a very large company. And what Amazon does is they have a large amount of data and insights about their customers, and they have a lot of people who have insights about customers. And their people obviously pay a lot of attention to customers, but in every company, there are lots of people who really do understand customers, and there's a lot of data as well. So what Amazon does is they have a process where they socialize an idea around a lot of people who have some insight about customers, and they gather this insight together and iterate on the idea before they even take it to customers. Now, what this means is that sometimes they still make mistakes. Sometimes they launch the Fire Phone and it doesn't work. But a lot of the times they'll be able to launch something that no startup could possibly launch, like, for example, Amazon Prime or Kindle or Alexa or any one of a number of different things that they've done have had varying levels of success, but they've been generally pretty successful. I think it's hard to say that Amazon's not successful. Um, and so they've been able to do this because they're able to capture the insights from a large number of people around the organization. And now most organizations don't do this simply because they don't know how. Like, there's all these people in the organization who have these insights, but they're busy doing their day jobs. They're in separate silos and separate business units and separate teams, and they don't talk to each other. And the motivations and interests don't always align. So how do you, as an individual within one of these organizations, take an idea and get the insights from different parts of the organization and iterate this? Well, one of the ways of doing this is by following the process that Amazon uses, the working backwards process, and that's the process that I teach. I'm very happy to tell you more about this. Tune in to my newsletter or my website or my LinkedIn profile, or send me a message and we'll talk about it.